I'm reviewing The Huguenot Hearts by Elizabeth Kales. This is in the historical romance genre of the Amazon Breakthrough Novel Awards. Interesting that it was in historical and not romance, because I read it, as I was reading it, I was thinking this is romance, but then again, it is in a historical setting, so it's quite difficult. I remember it was quite difficult with Adler to work out which category we were meant to go in. A lot of novels do cross genres. But then again, as I was reading it, I did get the impression that there is more to it than simply a romance. For a novel to be considered historical romance, it's just that it's a romantic relationship, and the historical era is a backdrop or a setting. Whereas with this, I do get a sense that it's going to be much more of an analysis of political and social situation than you would normally get in a romance. But I think that it's not just straight historical, that there is a very strong romantic element to it. So I wouldn't normally read romance, but I'm not going to let that affect my review, because what I tend to do if I'm reviewing something that is not the kind of thing that I would usually read is I look for competent, powerful writing, a good sense of setting, imagery, the characterisation, being able to get into the characters' minds, and all of this definitely comes across strongly in this extract. I think that it definitely shows promise. I wouldn't necessarily read on myself, but I would recommend it to somebody that I knew enjoyed reading in that genre. And I would say I can see why it was shortlisted, because it is a very powerful piece. It's very moving. It's very. It reminds me, in some ways, it makes me think of Catherine Cookson. I know I don't know, that might not be considered a compliment. I did read a lot of Catherine Cookson when I was a teenager, and it's like, if you can imagine, instead of being set in the sort of north of England, being set in the south of France in 17th century, then Catherine Cookson. I'm giving it 5 stars because I can see that it is definitely publishable. It would appeal to the mainstream as well as to fans of romance, as well as to fans of historical, and I can definitely see this being published. I have no predictions about whether it will get through to the next round or not. I'm no good at that kind of thing. So I think it's a matter of relying on luck, really. And I enjoyed reading it. So 5 stars, well done.